What's going on, legends? Welcome back to another video. Now, this is the first one back after Christmas. I hope you had a great Christmas. Better than this Santa. And I hope you got everything off your wish list.
It's not just a scooter.
Yeah.
I wanted a bike.
That video. It was probably my favorite Christmas video. I wanted a bike. It's a scooter. Good accent. Before we talk about anything in the video today, I just wanted to talk about Christmas crackers.
Okay, have you ever seen one of these? Oh. Have you ever seen these before?
What do you do?
Okay, so apparently, I've seen these. I didn't know they had a special name.
Is this something wrapped?
These are called Christmas crackers.
Okay.
I didn't know that they weren't a thing like in many places of the world. One of those being America.
And I had no idea what a Christmas cracker was.
I don't know
so
yet.
Our producer brought it in. These are actually a big deal in the UK, also in Australia. So they have these little things inside that you pull each side.
Now, I have spoken to a few American friends that say you can get them at some places, but they're not a tradition. And this TV clip had me flabbergasted. I was like,
what? Okay,
and so you pull it until it cracks.
Okay, so I just pull, right, here we go.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to pull both sides.
Oh.
So pull that side.
I didn't do
okay,
it
so
right.
the thing that you just pulled out the end
didn't do it right.
was it's like a little explosive
So
thing.
they have small
And they
little
pull apart,
trinkets
but
inside. Mine has like a,
and you're
has
supposed
a
to-
little, keychain. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a
I
pin.
lost mine.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll be right back.
You're supposed to do it with someone, not yourself. It's that's almost crime. It was a very hard watch. In the UK, these are on every Christmas table. You can get really cheap ones or really expensive ones, and it just depends on what item it has inside as a little gift. I've just realized something. So if you don't have crackers in America, right, you don't wear hats around the Christmas table. Like the funny hats that you get out, do you? I'm sad you're missing out. You should definitely get them in the future, Americans, if you don't know what they are. It's like a way of breaking ice with someone across the table too, you know? You wanna do my cracker? Now, in the last news video, I mentioned that Tia Claire Toomey Orr and James Newbury were gonna do a Hyrox in Melbourne. And since the last video, they've done it. They finished third with a time of 55 minutes and 48 seconds. In their category, setting a top 50 time worldwide.
Well done.
Wonder what the top time is. Maybe I can find it, maybe I'll... All right, so the fastest time ever in a mixed doubles, I don't know if it was in their age group category or whatever, was 50 minutes and 58 seconds. So they're 5-ish minutes off. It's still an incredible time. Alongside them, Jay and Maddie did it as well, and they finished with a time of 59 minutes and 36 seconds.
Let's go.
Yeah, we also had the news not that long ago that Hyrox actually surpassed 5,000 affiliates, which is pretty incredible. It does look fun. It does look fun. Not to watch, but to do. Maybe something after weightlifting, who knows? Do it with Jazz. She'll drag me around. She loves running.
So every morning starts with a run. And that's because that's the one thing I hate to do more than anything in the world.
Oh, buddy, you hit them legs today, huh? Oh, my boy.
Moving on. Next, let's talk about Wodapalooza. It's not that far away. End of January, Jazz and I, whenever we get asked about a competition, we're always like, if there's one you should probably go to, it's Wodapalooza. It's like a party, but also the event, and the athletes are chill because it's away from usual season. And this year, it has a new location. It is still in Miami, but instead of being in Bayfront, kind of like the downtown district, it's on Miami South Beach. And we've had some renders of what it will look like. And honestly, when I saw it, I was like, damn, I'm excited for this. Like, it's obviously got more seating than Bayfront, probably because it's got more square area, which means better access to watching it, because obviously in the past, there has been issues with being able to watch the top heats. It just looks cool, you know? Hustle Made are gonna have a stand there, so make sure you come say hi and check it out. It would mean a lot. We also have a limited edition Miami design I don't know if I can show it, but I'm gonna show it anyway. Now, let's talk about the athletes. Over the last couple of weeks, they've been dropping names left, right, and center of who's competing, and it's a star-studded lineup. A couple of names I wanna pick out, obviously Luka Dukic coming off the back of a win in Dubai, competing individually here too. Will be interesting to see how he does. And it's always an event for strong teams. Look at these. Jeffrey Adler, Jason Hopper, Pat Vellner. Sick. The Aussies, Khan, James, Royce. Go Wad team, Justin Medeiros, Dallin Pepper, Willie Georges. Yeti Outcasts, Danielle Brandon, Emma Lawson, Shelby Neal. And for the first time ever, we didn't have any Dotters at the games. We are gonna have a full team of them. Katrin, Sarah, and Annie competing on a team for the first time ever together. That's pretty cool. I'm just super excited for Wodapalooza this year. Like, it's so good. Now, before we talk about the World Fitness Project, I just want to let you guys know that right this second, we have the New Year's resolution sale with Hustle Made. 25% off the whole website. The shacket I've been wearing. Take a look at these. The new undershorts, they don't slip. They don't move when you're lifting. Training joggers, anything that you love from the line that, you know, you're like, maybe I should get another. Look how soft this material is, and it's been washed over and over because I spill stuff down it. Anything you want to get your hands on, 25% off now. Would mean the world. Support these videos, this channel, and we're built through the hustle. That's how we're made. Ups and downs, we just keep moving, you know what I'm saying? Brand with a meaning. And now, if you've been on Instagram over the Christmas period, you will have seen a lot of signed athletes to the World Fitness Project, which I keep hearing about and seeing, and like you've been seeing the athletes that have been signing up, they're high caliber. So I had to do a bit of digging and find out kind of what it was. Now this is the team behind the World Fitness Project, and the person that stands out and has been kind of the face of it from the start is Will Morad. 6-time CrossFit Games veteran, and this past year won the Masters 35 to 39 category. But there's quite a team. Now what they're aiming for with the World Fitness Project is a functional fitness tour style competition, with next year having 2 tour events, one in North America and one in Europe, and then a final. At the 2 tour events and the final, there will only be a select amount of events.
Our tour events are 6 events. The finals is 9 events. So they can kind of understand what our demand will be within our league.
And unlike the CrossFit Games, it looks like they're going to release the events early so the athletes know what's coming.
We'll release them with plenty of time for the athletes, their coaches to help with tapers, and then the judges and the production team and all that to understand what they're doing, just so the product's clean.
And with that, the hope of expanding to have more events throughout the year.
If we could get it to 4 or 5 tour events and a final over the next few years, that'd be incredible. That'd be, in my opinion, a real tour, right? Where athletes can travel around, they can earn points at different events to work towards a world championship.
It looks like the PFAA may be involved.
Yeah, so we've been in contact with the PFAA. We're still sorting out what exactly that relationship looks like, but we've spoke about movement standards, safety procedures, set up for the events as far as the floor goes, that type of stuff, and potentially having them checklist that off. So that's kind of where that's been. I spoke with Brent and their team a lot about what that type of relationship could look like moving forward.
And who can be a part? It looks like there will be 20 tour card holders, both male and female, in the initial first season. And then they'll compete in the events to keep that status, claiming points from each event. And there'll be challenger divisions where they'll compete for points to earn their pro card.
Signing 20 men and 20 women. That will be at all the events, the 2 tour events and the final. And then we'll have an online qualifier that will qualify an additional 10 athletes into the pro division. And beyond that, the next 11 to 30 will qualify for the challenger division.
Now, one of the things during the Talking Elite Fitness podcast that I saw, they kept bringing up media.
And we want media to be a big part of this, creating storylines behind our athletes. And that's kind of what we envisioned in the tour sports. There's a lot of storylines that you can create through the tour. You can highlight your athletes. You can tell their stories.
Now, it looks like they have a big media plan for next year to really kind of hype up this tour. And I think that's super important. Like, media drives everything. We all know that from like the Road to the Games, Froning movie. We've seen it on Netflix with the Drive to Survive documentaries, the Full Swing that is a tour documentaries. And that's what gets people fired up for the main event. But with this season and the points and the way that it's built, it could be a lot of drama, which is always good. Viewership, and could bring a load of new eyes.
Qualify. If I'm a challenger, I'm not signed, and I win the online qualifier, and I finish 5th place at Tour Event 1, and I get X amount of points. And then I have to do the online qualifier for Tour Event 2. I finish 15th. I'm not in the pro division, but I'm in the challenger division at that tour event, and I win that, and I get X amount of points allocated to the challenger champion. All I need to do in order to get into the finals is finish in the top 10 of those challenger athlete pool to then be in the pro division for the finals. The finals is double points and double pay to create a bit more parity in the leaderboard. So for storytelling, if I come into the finals, I'm ranked 25th and I get a top 5 or something with double points, that could jump me into the top 20, and then I get a pro card for the 2026 season. So the storytelling is down the whole leaderboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great.
Now, during the interview, they did say that there'd be more information released coming through January, but there will be masters divisions, 2 of them. There'll be 2 teen divisions. There'll be a community competition going on at the same time. There's going to be teams of 4s, getting a load of people involved and having it as a mass competition as well as the pro showcase. I think it could be sick. Like my honest opinion is, especially with them bringing such high caliber athletes to Europe, I feel like the crowd in Europe and the space in Europe loves that sort of stuff. If you've ever been to a semi-final in Europe, you'll know it's crazy. And the opportunity to see these athletes will draw a big crowd. I just see it happening. Obviously, if they do the media right, keep it fresh, keep it coming. 20 people, you're gonna have familiar faces at each one of these competitions and throughout the year, so you can really build a story around them. Feel like that's a plus plus. Build the hype for these events and get to know the people behind it. That's what makes fans support certain people. And recently that's been missing, I feel like. It'll be interesting to see what sort of fitness they go for. I actually did a poll a while back, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but about do people think that CrossFit has gone too far with its movements in terms of skill level? Like when CrossFit first came about, ring muscle ups and some Olympic lifts were really and double unders, were really like the high skill movements. Now you've obviously got like the pegboards, the up and overs, the handstand parallettes, the twists on the box. A lot of people thought it'd gone too far. It'll be interesting to see how they implement workouts next year. I feel like if they rein in the complexity level, it could then start reaching a wider audience because then it's more relatable. So that'll be interesting to see how the programming is. It'll be interesting to see how financially it's run. Obviously, I guess the subsidiary, I'm guessing the community workout bits will be a big part of that, and obviously the financial backing, but obviously more eyes on the space means more money, and then supporting the athletes. Obviously the signed athletes get some sort of payment, I'm guessing, to be a signed part of the athlete with the pro card, so they have the ability to travel to each one of these destinations and compete. They also said that they're going to try and plan it so it doesn't interrupt any of the big events at the moment, like the CrossFit Games, Rogue, Wodapalooza. So it really is just another opportunity to showcase themselves and earn some money. Although something that I did think about was that, yes, you have the signed pro athletes that will get endorsed to go to these competitions, but the challengers, I'm guessing, don't. And that could be a little bit of a hiccup in the business model, because if a challenger has to go to these qualifying events, one in North America, one in Europe, and then a final somewhere, and then they want to do other stuff around the season like Wodapalooza and other events, it's going to get very expensive. And it might not be the people that are the best becoming the pros, it might just be the people that financially can afford to go to these competitions and do them. And then if you're thinking about a tour further down the line, when they want to expand to 5, 6 events, then you really have to travel, and that will really get expensive for challengers who want to try and get their pro card. But it'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. And one thing that kind of stuck in my head on this one, which is quite exciting really. When we talk about the CrossFit Games, we say the fittest on earth. That's what we've always said with it, but it's really the fittest on earth on that day. You know what I mean? Whereas if you win a tour, especially if they're talking about 5 or 6 events in the year and the athletes turn up to those 5 or 6 events, all 20 of them, it's then not having a good day, it is really being the fittest all year. Like in F1, any one of the drivers on a good day can win, well, not all of them. But it takes the best driver throughout the season to win the championship, and it takes having a good car. What do you guys think? Are you excited for it? Are you not? I'm optimistic. I feel like it could be a great thing for the athletes in the space and for media and community. But it's always one of those wait and see things, isn't it? And then, do I think that it will take away from the CrossFit season, as in like the open semi-finals and the games? That is a to be determined. I feel like it relies heavily on prize purse. You know, if a competition put up £1 million for a win and CrossFit Games put up 300,000, I'm sure most of the athletes would go for the £1 million competition. I think some athletes that are upset with the system and how CrossFit have handled stuff recently might have the World Fitness Project for a year just to see how the course of the season goes for CrossFit next year. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it will affect really the CrossFit Games themselves. But in the future, if the World Fitness Project grows and it has a massive prize purse, I think you'll see a lot of athletes gravitate towards that. It's a job at the end of the day. It's a way that these athletes live, sustain themselves and earn money. And I feel like a lot of the athletes will follow what's best for them financially. And then just a couple of things to finish. This guy is a professional bodybuilder, 12 times IFBB pro, apparently. He's just massive. And it came up on my suggested that he did, what did he say it was? The Christmas challenge. And I thought maybe you guys would like to challenge a professional bodybuilder to see if you could do better. And what it was in 3 minutes, a 250 meter row, 250 meter ski, 500 meter bike, and as many burpees as possible. And his score was 6 burpees. He does weigh 300 pounds. So if you're thinking of a workout today and you want a little sprint, see if you can beat the bodybuilder, give it a go. Now, obviously a lot of people and athletes have coaches. Guy's just showing us his 4-legged friend coach who gives him kisses every workout. And that's honestly the best feeling. There's nothing like a dog's love. They like the sweat, but it's cute. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will do this. I saw this video on Instagram and I did it, so here we go.
Found out you can't touch your palm to your shoulder.
So close, but yet so far. And if your partner is now calling you immature, like Jazz calls me sometimes, a study has recently shown that men reach full emotional maturity at 43. So I've still got a while to go, whereas women do so at 32. So if you need an excuse as to why you're being a little bit immature every so often, now you know, it's science. Legends, if you did enjoy this video, please do smash that like button. Right now at Hustle Made, there is a 25% off New Year's resolution sale, 25% off everything. The shacket. Yeah, so head over there, grab something, support these videos, means a lot. And no one told you today, you're an absolute legend. Hope you had a great Christmas and I hope you have the best new year. And we'll catch you in the next one. No one's told you you're a legend this year. Whee, you're a legend.